Hi everybody, I'm Kim Forrester here with another little bite-sized Thrive. How are you doing? This week I've been focusing on the well-being benefits of creativity, and in my first video I encouraged us all to make space in our life, in our home, and make space in our schedule for a little more presence, inspiration, flow, curiosity, right? All of those ingredients that actually bring us to a sense of creativity and creative inspiration, creative pursuit. Today, we're going to talk about what do we do once we've made the space to be creative. Well, I've got 3 little ways that we can each boost a sense of creativity. These are all science-backed ways that we can feel more creative, more inspired in our life. The first way that we can boost our sense of creativity is to spend some time alone. Now, there are 3 reasons researchers found that we choose to be alone. Sometimes it's because we are shy, we might have social anxieties, and we withdraw from those sort of social circles. That in itself is fine. It just isn't really good for our creativity. The other reason that we can draw away from other people is because we are trying to avoid them, right? Trying to avoid confrontation, trying to avoid other people. Also, perfectly fine if that's where you're at, just not great for your creativity. If and when we choose to be alone, even though we have the capacity to be with other people, even though we can quite happily go out there and hang around with other people, if we are choosing not to, if we're choosing to enjoy our own company, in that time of being by oneself and enjoying one's own company, researchers have found that our creative inspiration is boosted, our divergent thinking is boosted, and what that means is that our ability to come up with original thoughts, to come up with original ideas and concepts that have never existed before, we find more of that ability, find more of that capacity when we are spending time alone because we are choosing to do so. So there you go, a bit of time on your own. Really great way for you to boost creative inspiration. The second way, it's probably not surprising, get out in nature and remove all technological distractions, okay? So research has shown that when we put on our hiking boots and we turn off the phone and we just go out into the wild, so get into the forest, along the beach, go into the park, in those moments of presence and connection with nature, our creative inspiration is also boosted. The third way that we can boost our creativity is to play happy music. This is really cool. Studies have shown that happy music enhances our mood and our sense of happiness and boosts our sense of creativity and inspiration. Now, researchers aren't quite sure which way around that goes, whether we get happier so therefore we become more creative, or whether when we're creative we also feel happier. It's probably more of a symbiotic sort of interaction between those two. Either way, playing happy music is the tool that can get us into that happy space of creativity. Other music is not quite so effective, so don't put on your trash metal, okay, or your sad classical music. The point is to play happy, upbeat, inspiring, uplifting tunes. There are a few ways we can bring those sorts of, songs into our life, that kind of music. I would say on Spotify, if you sort of look for a happy playlist, those beautiful songs will pop up. But there's also an online broadcast called Positivity Radio. If you Google Positivity Radio New Zealand, it is based in New Zealand, and this entire broadcast online and on the radio in New Zealand, but it's online and it shares nothing but really light, happy, upbeat music and sort of tidbits of information that are all really uplifting. So there you go, 3 really quick but really effective ways that we can each boost our sense of creativity. So important, first of all, make the space for creativity in your life, and then choose 1 or 2 or even 3 of those amazing tools to boost that sense of creativity. Choose to be alone and enjoy your own company and see what flows, see what comes up in that sense of aloneness, that gorgeous sense of aloneness and space and presence. Get out in nature and away from your technological devices. We know it's great for us in many ways, and creativity is one of them. And thirdly, put on some really bouncy, happy music and see what happens to your body and your mood and your creativity. Now, I'll be back in a few days' time, but remember too that we're not just talking about creativity in terms of, doing pictures, painting pictures, or, coloring in or baking cakes. But those 3 tools I just gave you are also great if you're looking for a creative solution to life. If you have an idea or a concept and you're not quite sure of how to make that happen, boosting your creativity, boosting your divergent thought processes will help you find some really creative, original solutions. So just bear that in mind. Such a delight to have you here with me for today's little bite-sized Thrive. I'll be back in a couple of days. Until then, take good care of you. You are precious. I'll see you soon.